This is what's on TV now. Kate and William just had the baby. Pippa's pregnant. Her wardrobe and the wedding, upcoming wedding of Meghan Markle to Harry. And here's Diana and her illegal princess. There's the soft pink outfit she wore setting off on her honeymoon. This regal evening gown with bustle from the 80s. Oh, yeah. They're having a it's museum of her clothing and how she it's so preposterous you can't believe it. What did she do? The woman helped cover up. I can't even say it. I'm sitting here and I'm lucky to have had a few clothes that a lady sent me Christmas. I live in rags. Look at her. She walked through a minefield. You know, I would be ripped to shreds if I were able to even go home now and evict these bastards and put them where they belong. I'm not going to say much more. They're having exhibits with all her clothing. These are illegal bastards. Princess Charlotte's vintage-style floral smocked dress from Little Alice, a designer friend of Kate's, and her Can you believe it? Rose cardigan with a I hope that what they've done to me and my parents, George in his school uniform, a trendsetter from day one, it was okay to do to my children and me. I'm a joke, and I'm the real monarch. These are frauds. And while Kate and William are once more adjusting to lack of sleep, Harry and Meghan are out again on official duty. It would be so nice if suddenly they were all locked up, charged, and put away for the crimes they've committed, instead of being honored and loved. William was at that same event with Prince Harry and Meghan. He was caught on camera, guys, talking about his newborn son. Really? He was sleeping. You mean they didn't kidnap him or try to kill him? Because that's what they did to mine and me, but then you know that. Because you're not legal, William, and neither is Harry or any of the rest of you thugs. At the wedding, and also a 19-year-old prodigy cellist. He says, guys, that Meghan called him herself to ask if he would play at the wedding. Can you imagine? I can't believe that, because the press has always known about my kidnapping. But also very modern, which is cool. Thank you. Let's move over to Mr. Roker. Hey, all right, well, of course, and I'm going to move back to me, if you don't mind. Well, what can I say? I was going to show this, and unless God himself shows up somewhere in this, I've lost. They've sealed the deal. Everybody's in love with the fake royal family. This bunch of thugs. Again, I'm going to show you my dad, Edward VIII. This is me in school, high school. The family where the Kennedys and Illuminati, the Rockefellers and Rothschilds dumped me off when they kidnapped me in 41. With us to the first half of our Wednesday drier second half. Took down my father illegally. My father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, a school teacher from Madison, Wisconsin, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. Car accident. This is the double that married one of them that married Wallis Simpson. Call 877-444-4444. Became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. It was character assassinations. I'm going to talk you down, TV. This is all I can do while you lie. Is in the orange room with that information. Tell us, Dylan. There was a double, or doubles used to marry Wallis. Roosevelt appointed the Kennedy. You might as well say Kennedy. I'm going to cut that down now. At least I have that. This allows I can do. To set an expiration date, letting you decide when your email disappears. Okay, I'm back. Wouldn't that be something? It would take God to do it. Hope you don't try to think bad of me for trying to preserve my father till his real name. I mean, his real name's King Edward VIII. What really happened, and what happened to me and my kids, and God knows I can't even begin to start. This is Wallis Simpson that married the double, shaking hands with Eleanor Roosevelt after they kidnapped me. The Kennedys helped JFK in 1941. They're shaking hands, job well done, after they had deposited me over in a dump site called the Dempsey's. Now, here is my Uncle George. This is Elizabeth's father. The fake monarchy. Look at all the money. Is this why people like them? There can't be another reason, because they're total killers, crooks, thugs. This is Elizabeth's father, the illegal George, the Illuminati installed when they took down my dad because he wouldn't follow their orders, take orders from them. So they took him out with character assassination and then kidnapped me, the real monarch, the day I was born. There was an addendum, legal, because my father never meant to leave. He never did any of the crap they've accused him of, and they're still doing it, bringing it back with the Meghan Markle deal. Here's Roosevelt, the great President Franklin Delano, and his family, and that's Elizabeth's mom, kin to the Rockefellers. All of them helped in my kidnapping. This is me when they brought me over here. This is me, and that's a rooster behind there. And this is her again. Now, I don't know if I can read this. It's but I'm going to put it up. This was Fincastle, Botetourt County News, 1997, volume 132, 47, Wednesday, November the 26th of 97. Okay, the name they gave me, that family, is Dempsey. And this is to support me. It's like a puzzle putting it together, but a little bit. But this is, it's meaningful to me. They were supposedly came over to hunt. They're in some of their gear. This is Botetourt County Commonwealth Attorney, which is the Appalachian Trail is that I lived in for so long and frozen starved is in Botetourt County. In part it is. And I've lived a lot in Botetourt County, if you call it living. Anyway, the only thing I want to say here is they use the names, and it's what it means to me, but to anybody. This is Dave Kirby, and you have to know, yeah, and where that name fits in, and Dominic Young. Now then, I'm going to go over to Mike Dempsey, and so that really means a lot, not just the Dempsey, but the Mike, and all of this fits in, and it's the date and all that, and the Brits came to Virginia dressed to kill. Well, I wish the whole bunch of them could come off here and take back what's ours. But then everybody's too busy from here, and wouldn't that be something to somebody handcuff them and finally turn the pages? Okay, I'm going to read this because when this happened, I'm up on the Appalachian Trail, Full Art Knob and Hiker's Shacker. Excuse me. I've lived in hell at the hands of these people you're calling heroes. This was last Sunday night, if I can read it, while Western Virginia TV News, I don't know if I can, was bedazzled, that's a good word, as a Roanoke, they're showing one of the late Princess Diana's museum, like I just showed you. They're showing all her jewels that are really I paid for. Gowns at the Hotel Roanoke in Roanoke. That's the most expensive one here, hotel. And the men from Great Britain here, from the UK, are in Craig County next door, and they're with the Commonwealth Attorney from Botetourt County. And the reason for being here, it said, is they came dressed to kill and hunt. Okay, I'm on the other side of the trail up on Mountain Pass Road, freezing and starving, and they're showing all these gowns. It's an exhibit down Roanoke. Well, that's where I've lived too most of the time. You can't call it living. Okay, they're talking about they sipped Irish whiskey without some cup, I think, something from. I laughed to get through it and God helped the Brits that helped me and the Germans and some Americans. But basically, it's been holy hell. From a dollar tumbler. So the Brits have lived in hell themselves, whether they know it or not, and why. Well, liking, and the Americans really worship this woman who works for the Illuminati and kidnapped the real one and put me over here so you can beat the shit out of me. And that's what you've done. Don't put another word on it. Dave Kirby, well, it tells about him, and I don't want to get them in trouble for showing up. But they were talking about the limos, and here you got Diana, them worshiping her here in Roanoke. The gowns are being shown there, just like I showed you on TV, they're being shown. So they put the seal on it. So they're rid of me and my children who are legal. My father's name will never be cleared. The devil, if there's a devil, I'm sure they'll come lock me up now, right? What is it you love about her? Because the public, this is to the public, because I started putting all this up with information and everything that you can't dispute. Even a friend of mine on Facebook, and I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want to get her in trouble for taking up for me, but she, let me just put it this way. She came in my defense and said that I've told the truth. It's all laid out. She gave me my Facebook. And I'm on YouTube. And I'm telling all this, and some of it affects you Americans more than you know. And that's what one of the FBI agents in Atlanta said, because I'd done a book and later I ran in a campaign to replace one of the doctors I'd written about, Larry McDonald. Congressman doctor who went down in the KAL. It was shot down August 31st of 83. Ironic that all these things happen while they're happening to me that involve me. I told the truth. I haven't committed a crime. It is so preposterous, all of it. And your media, Trump's right about that. It's controlled. It always has been by the very people that kidnapped me. I want to say this, since I started this on Diana. My sons are the real monarchs, Mark and Scott. I don't know. I hope they're alive. I don't, I have to pray. These two, Harry and William, Diana and Charles, or supposedly Harry is, are illegal. And they don't intend to give it up. They stole it and they're going to keep it. You talk about rags. I've been lucky to have a change of clothing or panties most of the time since 1978. And when I grew up until I married John, I didn't have anything then. I worked in waitress to get through school and took Carolina Dempsey had killed her twins, and I was put there by JFK and the Illuminati. His father was ambassador to England by Roosevelt. I've put that up. So I don't know anything else to put up. How would you feel? And there's so much that's happened to me and my son's torture that's beyond belief. The fact that I can even talk or try to laugh to get over the mess, get me through it. With all the press here in Roanoke, they've always known the press has been controlled since before they took down my father and kidnapped me. I've gone to them with the things that I wrote about, and I wrote about mind control, programming people, which is Virginia Tech, and you can go from there and what's being used. And you got the cameras focused over there while I'm over here begging, and I don't have steak dinners. I don't have squat. I have I'm not even going to go into that. In other words, I'm watching my money being squandered by people who are cold-blooded killers and should be locked up, and people loving them. Don't tell me you don't love them. I mean, the press has always known about this, about my kidnapping, my dad, my mom. I was looking, if this is still going, I'm not even able to say my name, and I'm not going to say this woman's name. She's harassed the hell out of me. She even got into on my YouTube. I don't know how she did that, but I got her off at least yesterday. She's harassed me. She's able to use the Windsor name. She's lied. So much has been done. Lies about my poor father, who was the one that had integrity. They take his child. They take everything from him, and my mom. And nobody cares. They're still calling my dad this double. If you ever get into it, it's so preposterous, all of it. It's sick. Totally sick, man. So I know if anybody even watches this, I'm going to get a lot of, because I'm allergic to chemicals. And I've been made to bounce around where I've lived because I've been kept without money. And it's just about killing me because I have an autoimmune disorder. And when I'm around toxic fumes, it causes inflammation and it kills me over time. If you have to get away from it. It's like COPD. You got to be able to breathe. And my environment is what they've used to kill me and just isolated me. Nobody wants to hear any of this. They don't care. They're too focused over at Buckingham Palace where I should live. They should be evicted. You'd have to show, someone would have to have the power to put up what they've done to my dad and mom, me and my kids here, and then show all this. You talk about a heist. This is the biggest one while everybody's enjoying it. Well, I'm not. That's all I can say. She wore my gowns, Diana. It's like a slap in the face. I mean, how much can you take? I don't know. I hope before I die, I hope my father's name's cleared, and I hope these people are locked up and chained up and put in prison and treated like the cold-blooded killers they are.